Alright, well, it is really cold and rainy today, and when I left the house, I thought that I had my coat in the car, and I did not. So I had to go to Target and buy myself a sweatshirt. We are here now at the Goodwill. We're going to head in and see what we can find that we can buy and flip for our profits. So here we go. Dagny and I decided to start on the end cap here, and I noticed this vase. I liked the mid-century look to it and those neutral tones. It was only $2.99. I thought it was curious that it had a mold mark, but for only $2.99, I figured that I could make a profit on that, and so I did stick that in my cart. Dagny said that she had picked up a very similar one recently, and so she decided to pull it up on her phone and show me. And sure enough, she has almost the exact same one listed in her eBay shop right now. So it's funny how our tastes overlap like that. I also found this Louis Vuitton wristlet. I'm not sure if this is real or fake, but I picked this up for Juliet. I thought that she would get a kick out of that and she could put her pencils in it. Real or not? Probably not. Back here, I noticed the restaurant where this was Shenango China. They were probably cream soup cups with those double handles. There were some bowls on the shelf. Of course, I noticed the candle, Island Moonlight, and I decided to take a sniff of that, and it was actually pretty nice. I liked it, and so I decided, you know what? I wouldn't mind that candle. So I stuck it in my cart to have at the shop. We have a lot of candles at the shop now. I can probably stop buying candles, honestly. There was a nice bowl here in the back for $2.99. This looks to have come from an auction. Unfortunately, you can see there on the bottom there is cracking. So even though I loved the bright gold and the florals, I passed on that. These precious moments in the tote, unfortunately, may have rattled around a little too much because one of them was missing its head. This milk glass lady on the shelf was interesting, and when I turned her over, of course she was Avon, so I just stuck her back up there. I have heard that Avon is coming back, so I may need to reevaluate my feels about Avon. There was a little wooden house on the shelf. It was marked Musser. It was the Betsy Ross house, and it was a little bank. It was signed on the back and dated, and I decided to pick this up. This little parrot here was carved stone, and I'm usually picking up little bird pieces, as you know. And for $1.99, I decided that I would give the little bird a home. And that's when I noticed these mugs, and they looked vintage, and I almost walked away, but I decided to pick one up and check it out. It was $1.99, and when I looked inside and I saw that there was a snail inside, I was like, wait a second, what? They all had little creatures and critters down at the bottom of the mug. And so I thought that those were really neat, and absolutely decided that I needed to have them. So I stuck those in my cart. And surprisingly enough, they were all in decent shape. They had crazing, but there was no chips and no cracks on them. I thought this looked to be a Francoma glaze. It was $6.99. When we turned it over, we found out that no, it was not Francoma. It was something else. Little figurine here on the bottom shelf for $1.99. I liked this for $1.99. We're trying to see if that figurine was Occupied Japan or not. It was a little bit crowded on this day. We had to skip aisles, and in this case it put us going the wrong way down the aisles. This was an art pottery piece signed ACM. It weighed a ton, and unfortunately it was pretty chipped up. Cat mug was really cute. It was $1.99. I had to show Dagny, hey, look at this cute little cat mug. Unfortunately, it did not merit a place in my cart. This little box looked like it could be Polish pottery, and so I did check it out, but eventually I decided, hey, look, that's made in China, and it stayed. I spotted this fused glass plate here on the shelf for only 99 cents, and I picked up a similar piece recently that was a bowl. You can see it is actually signed. Dagny pointed out the signature there. I don't know if this is Celadon Stricker out of Massachusetts. Dagny found some jingle balls. She was very excited about those for $1.99. So I did gently place the fused glass plate right there in my cart. Dagny's dancing. These little snooty pigs were adorable, and I believe Dagny picked them up whenever she came by. I found this little artwork that was Primitives by Kathy Phillips, and I think I've picked up pieces by this company in the past. Dagny explained to me that they were originally made in Lancaster, and now they've outsourced them. But I thought this was very cute, and if I don't resell it, I may hold on to it, just because I love the little bunny and the birds on it. Now, I was contemplating this piece here because there is what appears to be a Chinese coin on there, and Andrew loves Chinese coins. I wasn't real sure about it though, and when I turned it over, I noticed that there was a sticker on the back that said "Small Picture Exotic," and so after seeing that, I just stuck it back on the shelf. These Chalkware Bookends were adorable spaniels, but unfortunately, they were chipped, as Chalkware often does. Little ramekins there, and some stemless wine glasses. In the back, I noticed this, and it was $2.99. It was made in Mexico. It was Mexican folk art, and it had florals on it, and it was actually marked Mexico, so I definitely grabbed that. Dagny found that art pottery piece in the back. I thought maybe that was Fiesta, but it was not. I spotted the Little Mermaid mug, and Dagny has done pretty well with these Disney pieces, so I passed that off to her. This was interesting. I wasn't sure exactly what this was. Dante's Inferno. Little treasure box here. This was a little wall pocket, and it was really sticky and gross when I picked it up. And it was funny because I showed it to Dagny, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that I picked that up the other day, and it's really sticky and gross." So we both fell for it. It was pretty gross. There was some string art here, and I really liked the way this was done. Obviously, it was a gift to someone at some point in time, but I left it there. In the back, I noticed a piece of art pottery for $1.99, and I liked the way it was made, but just for a single bowl like that, I passed on that. Dagny was very fascinated with that rooster, and I checked out that box, but there was damage on it. This jewelry case was pretty nice, but you can see there was some damage to it. It looked to be missing its legs. In the back was a recipe box for $1.99, and I liked the design on it. It was kind of a country design, and for $1.99, I thought that was pretty cute. I mean, I don't know how many people actually have recipe cards anymore, but I liked it. There were a few wooden houses here. Folk art, $3.75. I sold some little wooden houses recently, and they did pretty well, but I passed on those. And instead, I found this tooled leather frame, which I liked. The frame itself was like a plexiglass, and it was really scratched up and damaged, so ultimately I did decide that that was staying there. And of course, Dagny won the game. She found the praying hands. I thought the mushrooms were cute. Now, I found these beads on the end of the shelf, and I thought Juliet could have fun with those. She could make necklaces, and so I just snatched those off the shelf as I was walking by. This birdhouse said something unicorn. And I thought that the sun was super cool. Unfortunately, you can see the little peg there that goes under his mouth was broken off, but I feel like that could be pretty easily replaced, just drilled out and then replaced with another peg. Not the end of the world, but the sun was really neat. And for only $3.99, I will take it. Dagny found this, which I suspect is an ashtray, and she will likely be listing that in her eBay shop if she has not already, and you can find that linked down below under Shop with My Friends. Found that little bear there. I think it was a hobbyist piece, though, by the signature on the bottom. This glass was pretty neat. It kind of mimicked a bottle of soda or something similar. It was $1.99. It did say set of 2, and I was like, oh, well, look, there's the second one. Usually when it says set of 2 and there's only one, the other one is long gone. But in this case, there were 2 glasses, and I liked the design of them. And so today I said I would, and I stuck them in my cart for $1 a piece. They could very well be Target. I do not know, but I thought that they were interesting, and I liked them. Here was a little art glass. I believe this could have been a votive. It was $1.99. I liked the confetti pieces of glass in there, and I thought it would look really nice with a little tea light in it. And so for $1.99, I decided that I would take it. I mean, I would pay for it, but I'd stick it in my cart. Now, Dagny found these, and we weren't sure exactly what these were. So if you know, let us know in the comments. Just kidding. It's an ongoing joke because we know what they are. We've just shown them in a lot of videos.
Andrea by Static. You think it is?
Yeah.
Oh, what? What? I'll drop it.
Called it.
You don't like this.
As I was passing by the end cap, I spotted this Celadon Trinket Box for $2.99. It was signed on the bottom, but we were having a hard time figuring out the signature. It appeared to say Lee or something to that effect, but in any case, I really liked it, and I decided that I would take it with me. I'm a sucker for Celadon glaze. This box I decided to root through a little bit, and there were some apple-shaped dishes in here. There were larger snack trays, and there were some small little dishes. It was a complete set, but it would have just been a hassle to ship, and it's not something I would really want to stick in my booth, so I passed on that. And then I found this cute little doll on the shelf. And actually, now that I'm looking at this and editing, it really does look like she's got real hair. It's a little bit creepy. I mean, she was creepy to begin with, but then you add the fact that she might even have real hair. She was interesting. Someone put a lot of effort into her. She's just not really my style. Now, this bowl, I really liked the bowl. I liked the bowl. It was a very thin pottery, and I ended up taking the bowl with me. These hooks, I realized earlier on in the video that I actually walked past these, but these reminded me of Romero Brito, and they were 97 cents a piece. They weren't marked anywhere, but they're very similar to his style, and so I decided that I was going to buy these and give them a shot and maybe research them a little bit later just to see if they were Romero Brito. I purchased a cat by that artist not long ago, and it did really well. There was a little bag here of a child's tea set. I checked to see if Dagny wanted it, and she was not interested, so I put it up at eye level so maybe someone else would see it. This was another candle. I didn't need another candle. I already bought one. I wasn't sure what these little things were, but there was a whole box of them. There was a little bag of irons here on the end, and I really liked them. I especially liked the one that looked like a swan. Looks like someone else had already rooted through this bag, but it was only $2.99 for all of them, and I figured that individually they could be worth probably $8 to $12 a piece, and that seemed like a good deal to me. So I decided to stick this into my cart for $2.99. Got quite the eclectic mix today. This sun plaque was also really interesting. I believe it was plaster, and there was a signature on the back, but I think that somebody just painted it in art class or something like that. Now this is us standing in line. The line was the longest I have ever seen it, but unlike the last time I was at Goodwill, I was actually somewhat attached to my things today, and so I decided that I was not going to walk away and put everything back. So I ended up purchasing everything that was in my cart.
All right, well, that was a fun trip to the Goodwill. Our total spend there was $50. And I feel like we did pretty good. I have to admit the line was very long. I almost said, you know what, this is not worth it. But no, I couldn't do that, not with those really cool mugs in my cart. So we're going to move on down the road now. We've actually got another thrift store that we've never been to before. We're trying to branch out and explore new places. So we're gonna head there, and you guys are gonna have to wait until tomorrow for that video. But I will see all of you then. So long, bye-bye.
Before I end this video, I just wanted to invite all of you to tune in this Tuesday, March 30th, 2021 at 8 p.m. Eastern. I will be the guest on the Nurse Flippers channel with my good friend Misty, Thrifter, Junker, Vintage Hunter, and we'll be chatting about reselling and other things, so hopefully you're able to tune into that. I have included a link to that down in the description, so you can go check it out. You can set a reminder, and I will see all of you then. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. In case you spotted something you just can't live without, we do post 25 to 30 new items in our eBay shop every single day, and I've posted a link to that down in the description.